Welcome to the Deep Dive Podcast.
Okay, so are you ready to dive in?
I am. I'm ready when you are.
All right, so today we're going to be taking a look at a design brief
All right, cool.
for a new fast fashion brand.
Interesting.
And it's like you would think, oh, it's just about typeface, just picking out a font.
Yeah.
But it's so much more.
Oh, so much more.
I mean, when you think about a typeface, it's not just the letters, it's like the whole feel.
It is. It's the whole visual identity.
The whole vibe.
Yeah.
So this brief, it's actually from a design project, like a class.
Oh, cool.
But it's really cool because it gives us a peek behind the curtain, like, how do these brands actually get created?
I love that.
Right.
Yeah.
And this one is specifically for a fast fashion company.
Okay.
So before we get into the typeface itself, I kind of want to talk about what fast fashion even is.
Yeah, let's set the stage.
Like for someone who maybe isn't super into fashion,
Yeah.
I think of it as like taking those trends you see on the runway, like the really high-end designer stuff.
Oh, yeah.
And then like super quickly turning it into clothes that are actually affordable.
Exactly. And that's why it's so huge right now.
Yeah. Why is that?
Well, think about it. Like, how often do you see like a new trend pop up on your Instagram feed?
Oh my gosh, constantly.
Right. Like every other day there's something new.
Yeah.
And fast fashion taps right into that.
Makes sense.
Like it's all about instant gratification. You see something, you can have it like that.
And for like way cheaper than the designer version.
Exactly.
Okay, that makes sense.
So it's really smart from a business perspective.
It is.
But it also kind of makes you think about, the sustainability of it all.
That's a whole other conversation.
Yeah, we can save that for another deep dive.
Right, yeah. Okay, so back to the brief.
Yes.
They had this whole section about their target audience.
Oh, wow.
Like who are they trying to reach with this brand?
Yeah, who are they trying to sell to?
And they describe them as young, fashion conscious, always on top of the trends.
Sounds familiar.
They actually even called them fashionistas, which honestly
I was just thinking that
feels a little
dated.
A little dated, yeah.
Yeah.
Like 2010 called.
They want their word back.
What do you think is a better word for this group? Like
Maybe trendsetters.
trendsetters.
Yeah,
I like
yeah. They're the ones like constantly scrolling, liking, sharing.
Yeah.
And their style like evolves at the speed of TikTok.
Oh my gosh.
You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
So yeah, trendsetters, I think that's a better fit.
Okay, so we're talking about people who would like camp out for the latest sneakers,
Oh yeah.
follow every Fashion Week update religiously,
Yeah.
know exactly which like micro influencer is wearing what.
Exactly. And the typeface needs to speak to them.
Okay, so that's the thing,
Yeah.
right? It's not just about picking a font that looks pretty.
No.
It has to like convey a feeling
Yes.
that resonates with this specific audience.
Absolutely. It's about creating an emotional connection.
Oh, that's a good way to put it.
Like when you see that logo, it needs to make you feel something.
Yeah.
Like you belong or you're in the know.
Okay, and this is where it gets really interesting, right?
Yeah.
Because this typeface isn't just going to be on like one thing. It has to work on everything.
Everything.
Like a tiny Instagram story, graphic, website banner, a massive billboard.
Yeah. Think about those tiny app icons.
Yeah.
It has to be legible at all sizes.
I mean, how do designers even begin to tackle that?
That's where responsive design comes in.
Okay.
It's not just about creating one static typeface. It's about designing a system that adapts seamlessly across different sizes and mediums.
Oh, I see.
So you're thinking about the curves, the weight of the lines,
Yeah.
the negative space, like all these little details.
That's so much to think about.
It is, but when it's done well, you don't even notice it.
You just feel it.
Exactly.
Wow.
Yeah.
I'm already looking at typefaces differently.
I know, right?
It's almost like a code.
It is.
Communicating all these subtle messages
Yeah.
just through the shape of letters.
Absolutely. And that brings us to the mood board.
I was just going to ask about that.
Yeah.
The brief mentions it, but for people who aren't designers,
Right.
what is a mood board and why is it so important in this context?
Okay, so imagine a collage,
Okay.
but instead of paper scraps, it's filled with images, colors, textures,
Oh,
maybe even words
I see.
that capture the essence of what you're trying to create.
So for this brand, what kind of stuff might we see on there?
Oh, you might see images of street-style runway shots.
Okay.
Maybe even textures like denim or leather.
So it's not literal clothes.
No, it's about capturing the feeling, the vibe, and then translating that into a visual language that the typeface will embody.
So it's like building a whole world around the typeface.
Exactly.
Okay, that makes a lot of sense.
It's not just letters on a page, it's part of a bigger story.
And speaking of stories,
Yeah.
let's not forget about the competition.
Yeah.
This brand is entering a market that's already dominated by giants
Brands.
like H&M and Zara.
Exactly.
So what can we learn from their branding and how they use typefaces to stand out?
Well, if you think about it, they both have very distinct styles.
They do. I've never really
yeah.
thought about it, but
Yeah.
H&M feels very clean, modern,
Yeah.
maybe even a little minimalist.
With that bold sans serif typeface.
Oh, yeah. And then Zara leans more toward like a classic, almost timeless aesthetic.
Exactly. And they use a serif typeface.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah. So both are successful, but for different reasons.
So this new brand has to figure out how to carve out its own space.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And the typeface is going to play a huge role in that.
So it's not just about creating a cool-looking typeface.
No, it's so much more.
It's about understanding the market, the competition, the psychology of the target audience.
It's a whole strategic game.
It really is.
Yeah.
And I think it's something we often take for granted.
Like
From the apps on our phones to the signs we see on the street.
Yeah.
Typefaces are constantly influencing us.
They are. They're shaping our perceptions, our decisions, our experiences even.
You know, the other day I was walking down the street
Yeah.
and I saw this new coffee shop.
Okay.
And the logo was in this really playful, almost hand-drawn typeface.
I love that.
And just from that, I immediately got this sense of like a cozy, quirky, local vibe.
Yeah.
And it totally worked. I went in and got a latte.
That's awesome.
So I guess what we're saying is, the next time you see a logo,
Yeah.
don't just glance at it.
Take a moment.
Think about it.
Ask yourself, what is it trying to tell me?
Yeah, what feelings is it evoking?
You might be surprised by how much information is packed into those seemingly simple letters.
It's a whole world.
It is. It really is.
We should probably do a whole deep dive just on like the psychology of typefaces.
Oh, I'd be down for that.
All right. Well, until next time.
See you later.
Bye.
Bye.
Thank you for listening to the Deep Dive Podcast. Don't forget to hit like and subscribe for more great content.